What is up? Today we are starting talking about the news of the day that we all saw as soon as we woke up, which was this huge scare from Jets training camp. Mike Greenberg nearly cried on TV. Tweets were coming in as if it was the end of their season. Justin Fields got carted off from practice. Initially, of course, your mind goes to thinking this is a season-ending injury, all of that, just to find out that he dislocated a toe on his foot and he's day-to-day. So I just want to start with these overreactions from camp. Obviously, this one's a little bit different because it's an injury. Again, it is an overreaction, clearly, but at the same time, injuries have such a huge impact on the season that I do get that to a degree. Obviously, if he's being carted off, people are going to, think the worst, but I just think it was crazy how there was such a swing in emotions from that Mike Greenberg clip where it looks like he's about to cry on TV because he is just live getting the news that Justin Fields is being carted off. He didn't know if it was a knee or a foot or anything. It just pretty much knew he was something with his leg, freaked out thinking this is the end of the Jets season, which frankly, I think the Jets season is already, if you're thinking playoff wise, over. Like, I don't think they're a playoff team. So obviously you never want anybody to get hurt or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, if Justin Fields were to miss the whole season, I don't think it's got the same weight as if Patrick Mahomes was going to miss the whole season. Now the Chiefs would possibly go from a Super Bowl contender to a non-playoff team. I think the Jets are hoping to get something out of Fields that none of the other teams have been able to get out of him. So, and even their backup, Tyrod Taylor, is not a bad option. But Mike Greenberg, really, I thought that was a crazy overreaction just to see him live reacting that way. But ultimately, good news is Justin Fields is day-to-day. So he should be back to practice soon. And ultimately, I think fans don't have to worry about that anymore. I think within a week, he should be back. The other news of the day is that the Raiders are releasing defensive tackle Christian Wilkins because of a designation of terminated vested veteran. I have no idea what that means, so we had to look into it. All right. So due to how Wilkins treated the rehab from his foot injury he suffered last season, the Raiders voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money left on Wilkins' contract last month. And today, Wilkins filed a grievance with the NFLPA. So essentially, he is disputing that and trying to recoup some of his, what should have been guaranteed money. Originally, this was a big free agent signing last year. He was one of the top free agents available, and the Raiders snagged him up for a 4-year, $110 million deal. Now they release him. I think it's pretty much them saying, hey, look, you had to make these rehab appointments. We had to at least see that you were trying to get back on the field. And maybe he just completely ditched that, botched it, and didn't care to be back. And yeah, I think that was ultimately the last straw with them. And in a way, obviously, I don't know the behind the scenes details, but I just think that at this point, the Raiders had enough. They want to move forward. They want to have a team that's committed, and it seemed like he was not. All right. Actually, I found the clip, so let's watch this. This is Mike Greenberg earlier today reacting to the Justin Fields news. So here we go.
How frustrated I am to read to you what I'm about to read to you. From New York Jets training camp. Quarterback Justin Fields has been carted off the field and taken to the locker room after being pressured on an incomplete pass. He has an apparent leg injury. He walked on his own power after getting back inside the facility. Our Jets reporter Rich Savini is on the ground at Jets camp. He tweeted out a significant update, quote, Fields limps off the field after being pressured on an incomplete pass under the tent with a trainer. Adam Schefter was also saying Fields is now being carted off to the locker room. The tone of all of the tweets that I am seeing from the people who are there make it sound like this is something bad. And I turn to others to speak on my behalf because, quite candidly, if I were to speak right now, I don't know how well that would go for anyone. It is the first freaking day of practice, and Justin Fields, they're not even in pads, and Justin Fields is being carted off the field as I have been touting all this time. This is going to go so well. The Jets are so much better than everybody thinks they're going to be. And all of a sudden, Justin Fields is being carted off the field at a practice. Who are you talking to over there? Came on, get on the phone and find out what's happening.
All right. So obviously, Greeny's a Jets fan. I think he has a little PTSD from Aaron Rodgers' first game back towards his Achilles. And so he is obviously fearful of that at that point in the newscast there. But ultimately, like I said, an overreaction, maybe not necessarily himself right there, but overreaction, I guess, in all of us, just reading the news and thinking the worst right away. And what I wanted to bring up with that was just that a lot of these reports that are coming out, it's like day 2 of training camp for most teams. Day 1, day 2. There's like news about Caleb Williams struggling and all this. It's just started. Like nothing that's happening in the first day or two, barring crazy injuries like this, is going to matter 3 months from now or into December football or any of that. So sometimes I think, we're so desperate for football that we overreact to every little thing and every throw. And Aaron Rodgers got intercepted in his first pass in Pittsburgh Steelers training camp practice. Like, he's not going to suddenly suck and be the worst quarterback in the league. Like, that's not how this works. So again, it's just one of those things that for now, it's fun to have football back. Let's be excited that football's back, but let's just let time pass and enjoy seeing the guys back on the field and doing their thing and not overreact to things. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, which we'll switch gears over to the NBA, is I should have brought this up a couple days ago, but when Bradley Beal got bought out from his deal with the Phoenix Suns and signed with the LA Clippers, I mentioned that I think that they're going to snag Chris Paul next. And that's exactly what happened. Chris Paul signing and going back to the LA Clippers on a 1-year deal for $3.6 million. It's a homecoming for him. Obviously, he had great success with those Lob City Clipper teams. Ownership changed since then. And it's kind of a feel-good story. So he'll be back with the Clippers. And he announced, I believe he announced, but it seems like this is going to be his last season in the league. 21 years, a long career, Hall of Fame career, and he's still chasing that ring. So maybe this is the year. The Clippers are actually officially the oldest team in NBA history. Their average age is over 32 years old. So they're a pretty old team, but also have a lot of experience. And with that, older bodies. So the key with them, as always, with a team that's spearheaded by Kawhi Leonard, is can they stay healthy? But if they do, and if they can stay healthy, they might be a championship contender for real. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll keep going and looking at camp news and notes here and there and seeing how guys mesh with each other. Exciting stuff from the Cowboys camp with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. How's JJ McCarthy looking with the Vikings? Did Caleb Williams figure it out after his struggle with the first day of practice? Like, he'll be fine. So we'll talk about all that stuff. I will probably go on a rant about some of this overreaction stuff because I do think specifically with the Caleb Williams thing, I think that was just ridiculous. It's day 1, new head coach, a new regime, and people are already saying that he really struggled. And the head coach, to be honest, I think the head coach overreacted a little bit to send the first team off because they weren't prepared. I get it. You want to send a message. Maybe that's what's going on. We don't know, but I'll touch upon that. Maybe that's what I'll talk about tomorrow, unless something else crazy happens in football or basketball or sports. So I'll talk to you guys then.